We recently polled our Instagram audience and pitted some of the best watch content YouTube channels against each other, and the results are interesting. Today, I have David with me to discuss some of these results and some of the competition that was put in place. Some of these brackets were really interesting. Some were clear winners, some were clear losers, and some were a lot more difficult to determine even by our audience. I wanted to get into it, but before I do, David, how are you today?
Doing very well. Thank you so much. The office is a buzz with activity and excitement and anticipation with Watches and Wonders. So it's nice to be able to kind of step away from that and, get down to the
nitty gritty.
Right? Yeah, the nitty gritty. Let's do it.
Yeah, so this was a really interesting concept that Nina, our social media manager, came up with, where she said, let's take some of the best, YouTube watch channels and put them against each other. We didn't anticipate that, Roman Sharf's channel would be like the number one winner. We assumed that, again, these are our audience, that they are fans of ours, so they'll most likely vote for us over something else. But we were surprised at some of these breakings or some of these results, I guess, that came out of this. The brackets, when they started, it was, I guess, Sweet 16. Roman Sharf versus Hodinkee. Timepiece Gentlemen versus CRM Jewelers. Watchfinder and Co. versus Swiss Watch Gang. Watch Eric versus A Blog to Watch. The Urban Gentry versus Chrono 24. Jenni Elle versus Paul Thorpe. And Timepiece Trading versus Watchbox Studios, and Teddy Baldassare versus Nico Leonard. So the first draft or the first brackets, either made you or either make it or break it.
Yeah.
Because imagine being pitted against Nico Leonard. Now, Nico Leonard is a legend.
Oh, really? Yeah. He's brought, watches and, kind of the, I wouldn't go so far as to say the lifestyle, but
humor.
The humor, yeah.
Yeah, the humor, exactly. The humor and also just a lot of, the celebrities who wear watches, because before, that wasn't really so commonplace, right? He brought that to, the masses, and that was really a successful take on him, and that's why he's been able to reach so many audiences.
I think he's probably one of the first one, if not the first one, to insert some humor into the horology space.
Sure.
Like before it was, here are these watches, here's what they do, how they work, the history. Most of it's pretty boring stuff. He made it entertaining, where you have people that don't really care about watches are watching his videos for the entertainment purpose and the entertainment benefit that they get from it. They laugh, they can, I guess, relate to some of his commentary about some of these rappers and their watches. And, he's typically doing reviews on GQ videos where they are going through a rapper's or a celebrity's watch collection. And he really entertains. At the same time, he informs, obviously.
For sure. Everybody loves to see, because a lot of these, watch, they're just displays of wealth, and basically it's flex culture, right? And Nico Leonard's there to kind of bring people back down to reality and kind of give some fact into what, these people are saying, which, sometimes they overshoot it by a lot. And I think people like to see, Nico Leonard kind of check people and call them on their bullshit, so that's always really enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, you have to have that personality to be able to create videos like him, and he has it, tenfold. So I invited you on here because you're also a fan of a lot of these channels. You watch their content regularly. You might have some opinion one way or another. Some of these are different, so for example, the Roman Sharf channel, the core of our content is behind the scenes, day in the life type stuff. We recently brought back What's on My Desk, which is a lot more, informational and educational, where it really goes into the horology side of things. But the majority of our viewers are tuning in to Gray Market. Whereas you take somebody like Teddy Baldassare or Chrono 24, they go into the detail. Watchbox Studios, they're really strictly horology-based content, which fits into that boring, stage.
Yeah, kind of like reference, Yeah. So I'd see there's like a clear divide, right, where you kind of have these YouTubers that are there for reference, where you can kind of look at it as like a buyer's guide, right? Yeah. And then you have other YouTubers which, kind of take, horology as, I wouldn't say like a movement, but as a lifestyle, and they are kind of making that more relatable, more attainable to the masses, right?
Yeah, I understand that the reasoning behind most of these channels, where if somebody's searching or they're researching a certain model because they're interested in purchasing it or just want to know more about it, their results will show up. People watch their videos, and some of these videos have tens, if not hundreds of thousands of views, where it could just be a boring video about a movement or a complication or about a certain model. So the first round of votes had a couple of clear, runaway winners, and there were a couple of very close calls. We have the results that we have, and if you wanted to really see this, you can go into, I believe it's the Luxury Bazaar Instagram page, at Luxury Bazaar Official. First, we have Roman Sharf easily overtook Hodinkee. Again, you have the lifestyle versus the strictly educational, slow pace, boring. And again, I use boring not as a derogatory term. Like,
sure, yeah, it's more informative, right? I mean, not to say that our channel isn't informative, but theirs is, it's really where they're putting the watch in the forefront, right? Whereas we like to portray a lot of the characters and a lot of the interactions between the characters in our show, and the watches are there as well, and that's kind of what brings us together. Whereas, Hodinkee, aside from, their interviews with John Mayer and such, they're really just focusing on the watch and what it means, like, and they're using all this very, beautiful language. They're almost displaying it as like artistry, right? I mean, that's a tough comparison because, Hodinkee really is the leader in terms of, like watch culture, right? They branch out
watch content,
and watch culture because their sales platform. They have a bunch of collaborations, and now they branch out and do style. They're a big player in the game, but
if not the biggest,
if not the biggest, correct. I mean, going from this being a blog to getting releases directly from the manufacturer and collabs with the manufacturer. I mean, that's huge, right? One day.
It is huge. And again, two different types of content. Let's assume that we got the majority of the vote here. I want to say, yes, our content is the best, but I'm going to go ahead and say, let's say a good percentage of it is because these people are our fans. They support us. This was placed on our Instagram, not on Hodinkee's Instagram.
Yeah, like a bias almost.
Yeah, there's definitely a bias there. That's probably why we easily overtook them, but I still think content, versus content, we overtook them because ours is a combination of, entertainment, education, behind the scenes, every day of what this business is like, rather than just, here's this watch, here's everything about it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, not to say that our content isn't, tailored or meticulously crafted, but theirs is almost as if, their product, their product is the video, whereas our product is, kind of our lifestyle and, the trials and tribulations of being a watch dealer. And I think that's a lot more relatable to people because a lot of these interpersonal, disagreements or, the lows and the highs, these are all, universal themes, right?
Of course.
That can be adapted in a lot of other contexts.
Yeah, people can relate to it in whatever their day-to-day job or business is. Next one, we have Watchfinder and Co. beat out Swiss Watch Gang. Now, you're one of Swiss Watch Gang's biggest fan.
Oh, I love it. Honestly, Swiss Watch Gang, sorry, is I love that. I love that just because, for one, Swiss German, V Gates, and two, it's just. I just really like the approach, the way that, he's able to actually go and meet all the players, I saw my buddy Ken out there. He actually did an interview with him, in Dubai, and really being able to, the video that really did it for me was when they were in Dubai Watch Week and they were listening to that chiming watch that Chopard did, and something about his approach and like kind of the wonder and the amazement really did it for me.
Why do you think Watchfinder beat him out? Obviously Watchfinder is a big player on their own.
Watchfinder is different, right? the amount I've used Watchfinder as a reference. You know, sorry, Watchfinder. I've used
not as great a reference.
No. I've used.
I mean, Andrew Morgan, the Talking Hands, like he was like the core of their content strategy.
For sure, and I've used them as a reference. You know, when I'm researching a watch that I'm looking to purchase, or even something that I'm trying, you know, to pitch to a client, just because there was a way that was very, you know, a way that it was all packaged, where, you know, relatively short videos, but they really highlighted the beauty of the watches without doing too much.
Yeah, their cinematography was just amazing. Like we've always tried to reproduce that look. It's just that, to me, is what makes their videos so watchable, because they're beautiful. Then we have Watch Eric Crushed, a blog to watch. So Watch Eric's similar lifestyle type content. He does do a lot of watch reviews, but the scenery is beautiful. He's in Miami. He's on the water. You know.
Yeah.
He's got the Cuban accent.
He's got the Cuban accent. He's got the look. He's got his sunglasses. Branding. You know, for me, a blog to watch. I've seen a few of their podcasts. Very, you know, this is kind of like enthusiast. You know, they're like enthusiasts for me, right? Very, very. Educated enthusiasts, whereas, you know, I think Watch Eric is a bit more attractive because, you know, him being a gray market retailer, kind of cut from the same cloth that we are, right? And one of Eric's videos that he did, and it's a shame he doesn't do them anymore. It was this kind of long form extended video where it was him and his buddies drinking whiskey, and I think they went to Cali or something, and I thought that was cool, you know, just having the Escalade waiting for them, going to the dinner, that whole like behind the scenes.
Same concept as Gray Market.
It's Gray Market, exactly. And I think there's a lot more entertainment value in that as well. Not to say that he's not informative as well.
He has a pretty big following because people like him. He's a very likable guy. He's very nice. Obviously, he's educational. He's entertaining, but he has, you know, a strong fan base because of his personality. Next, we have Chrono24 wiped out the Urban Gentry. Now, the Urban Gentry is a little bit of a mystery. Like, so he was doing extremely well, and then Watchbox Studio bought him. I don't know if they, you know, killed it off or what they did with it. I'm not really sure where it stands right now.
That's interesting. Like Urban Gentry, European guy. I mean, I haven't seen so much of his videos, but I do like how he's really, you know, hitting all different price points. And like I said, again, an enthusiast.
Yeah.
So this is really interesting to see from an enthusiast standpoint, and it's almost having like a conversation with another watch lover, right? I don't know why. Maybe, you know, there's something in the plans for it to be under their large umbrella.
I thought that was the plan, and for a while he was doing videos under Watchbox Studios brand, and I'm not sure what happened, but I feel like his viewership dropped significantly since, you know, I don't know, maybe a year or 2 years ago.
That's too bad.
Then obviously we have Nico Leonard owned, you know, Teddy Baldassare. Now, Teddy Baldassare is a really big player, content creator. I mean, he's got interviews with John Mayer. He's got interviews with everybody, all the main watch enthusiast celebrities. I think he recently did Kevin Hart.
Yeah, Ted O'Leary as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, basically all the who's who of like the serious celebrity collectors, you know, he's going to sit down with them and just being in the same room and you know, being able to articulate all the feelings that they're having with the watches and be able to translate that into something that's palpable for the audience is great, you know. But like I said, it's a little bit more on the informative side, a little bit more structured, a little bit more suit and tie.
More corporate.
Exactly. Whereas, you know, Nico Leonard, you know, he's a bull in a china shop. You know, people love to see his hot takes. They love to see the kind of scandalous moments, if you will. They like it to be a little bit gritty, a little bit raw, and I think that's why he overtook.
Again, bias here. Nico Leonard. People are obsessed with his personality, his you know, his comedy, and his rawness. Just like you said. In a tight race, CRM Jewelers beat out Timepiece Gentlemen. That was actually a very tight race. I'm not sure. I don't have the exact numbers here, but I think it was like 51 to like 49.
Honestly, that's a tough one. That's like putting Argentina versus Brazil in like a World Cup final right there. Because, I mean, both of them have similar takes where it's just strictly behind the scenes. It's the day-to-day, and it really showcases all of their team's character. And they both have this, I would say they even dress the same, given that
it's true.
with the trucker hats and the black tees. I mean, they're very, very, very similar, but they have, both their own like specific demographic, right?
That's true. I mean, Timepiece Gentlemen, is infamous because of the gimmicks that they pulled and everything. So they actually have a huge base of haters. Sure, they have a fan base, but they also have a big base of people that just want to see them crash and burn.
Sure, the whole Reddit that they have, and then other watch influencers and dealers get dragged into it. I mean, it's a it can be a car crash, but a car crash you can't stop looking at it. Yeah, right. So I can see. Yeah, I'm surprised that. So wait, CRM beat him?
It was 47 to 53.
Okay. So yeah, that's about about like what, like 11%?
You know what? So just because of the huge base of people that like are hating on Timepiece Gentlemen, I would assume that CRM would have been a clear winner here.
Yeah, right.
A much wider spread. I like CRM Jewelers content. I like that their characters or their team. They do good stuff. They also have that Miami look and feel.
They do. I mean, Charlie's great. I mean, I was able to meet him at the antique show, and such a nice guy. Yeah. Really, very, very inquisitive. Knows his stuff. I didn't get the opportunity to meet his dad, but just watching their videos and seeing their customer service, how they take care of their clients, just the hospitality. Honestly, that would have me root for them any day of the week, just because they show that it shows that they care, and they're good people.
So another tight race, we have Paul Thorpe took out Jenni, Elle. Now these are both European-based creators. Jenni, Elle has a big German audience. Paul Thorpe a big British audience. Of course, YouTube is international, so the votes that we received might be biased because of Paul Thorpe's connection to Roman Sharf. Not really sure. His content is different than Jenni, Elle. Jenni, Elle does a lot more of that educational, I guess, knowledge-based, videos about certain models, certain watches, price points, things like that. Whereas Paul Thorpe goes a little bit more on, I don't want to say the clickbaity, but the more wider audience type of content. Like
it's a bit more general, right?
Yeah.
And whereas she's more specific and toned down to specific models, like, what happened with this guide weller versus this one? He'll basically take all of them, all of the Rolex Sport models together. I like Jenni, Elle. I think we need more female representation.
100%
in the watch sphere. I mean,
for sure.
Shout out Timepiece. I see her doing big things. She's in Geneva right now, and I think it's great to see, but. Again, like you said, there is that, Anglophone and Germanic speaking divide that might have hurt her points, right? But
so round 2 had the Elite 8.
Oh, 1 second.
Yes.
Where's Mark Bauer on this?
Mark Bauer is not on this list. We didn't miss a couple. We weren't able to fit everybody that we wanted into the Sweet 16. Maybe we'll do another one with like channels that we haven't done. So
Sweet 18.
Sweet 18. Yeah.
No, not a quinceañera.
That's the Elite 8. That went against each other. This was round 2. We wiped out the first 8. So we had Roman Sharf versus CRM Jewelers. Kind of a tough one. Watchfinder and Co. versus Watch Eric. Also pretty difficult. Match. Chrono 24. When
we film in the last hour of the day.
Yeah, this is tough.
Notice no Celsius.
Yeah. Chrono 24 versus Paul Thorpe, and Timepiece Trading versus Nico Leonard.
Oh.
Wait, did we talk about Timepiece Trading?
I thought Timepiece won.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, I guess you missed it.
Did I miss Timepiece Trading?
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, we didn't.
Timepiece Trading versus CRM Jewelers. Wait,
Timepiece trading versus Watchbox.
Versus
Timepiece trading. I missed one.
There we go.
Timepiece trading versus Watchbox. My bad.
Yeah.
Watchbox videos are very educational, very informational, but they're boring.
Yeah. I mean, it like you said, it's very corporate. So yeah, there's a lot of talking and not a lot of action.
Yeah.
And people want action. This is
Tim Masso is super knowledgeable. He's like Marco on crack. Like he knows way more.
Adderall.
Or Adderall, sure. Choose your poison. Pick your poison.
And Ozempic.
There you go. I just had this conversation this morning. Like everybody is on Ozempic. Like,
Yeah.
It's crazy, and you have these stories where like now they're ramped up production. Like Michael Rubin. You know who Michael Rubin is?
Yeah, of course. He didn't need it.
He kind of needed.
I mean, okay. I mean,
one picture on Instagram, he's a little bit overweight.
Yeah.
The next picture on Instagram, he's super skinny.
No, it's crazy. You can lose like 15% body fat or 15% of your body weight, not body fat, body weight in like 6 months. It's nuts. So
I just wonder if it's sustainable. Like, do you have to be on this for the rest of your life? Or?
No. I mean, if you have like healthy habits, I think you're good. But I mean, after Celsius, I'm looking to get a Ozempic sponsorship. So this was Dave.
All right. So we're going to the Elite Eight. This round did not see any close races. They were all very clear winners. Like it was easy. I guess it was easier for our audience to pick who they prefer. Roman Sharf took out CRM Jewelers 84% to 16%.
Ooh.
I mean, that's that's pretty clear who they prefer. Now, again, a lot of bias here.
Yeah, I was gonna
he's
say.
the king.
This is our audience. I'd love to see if we took the same contest, the same brackets, and we put them up on everybody's channels. So if CRM did this, what their results would be. Now
And
again,
everybody wins.
everybody wins, yes.
There's a way we could probably gamify this and get involved with stake. I don't know if we can do that on YouTube, but that would be cool.
You need to do it on like a neutral channel.
On a neutral channel, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's a neutral channel? What's the name of the guy who was chasing Roman?
No, yeah, that would actually be a good idea to put this on somebody completely neutral that doesn't have, a majority fan base of like any specific one. And maybe we'll find somebody to do this. And we're going to keep doing brackets with different topics.
Honestly, I love it. I love this because with the watches and it just, getting into American sports culture, because I am foreign, even though I'm American, this is just a way to kind of, you have your favorite and, you kind of want to see your team win. So it's very engaging.
It's funny. So the Sweet 16 situation that's going on right now where the top 4 seeds were like wiped out, like surprising, like crazy. That would have been funny if that was the case here, where Roman Sharf was wiped out immediately. Right. Like that would have been insane.
like Elle, she just
like,
ends up winning.
Yeah, imagine Roman, Nico, Timepiece trading,
right.
And like I don't know, Crown of 24.
Everybody,
they're all wiped out immediately.
Everybody has to turn their buttons back in. Like you get a return envelope.
All right, so we have Watch Eric knocked out Watchfinder and Co. 59% to 41%. Again, we keep seeing a theme here of entertainment, lifestyle versus more watch knowledge or heavier on the watch knowledge and educational content. Chrono 24 eliminated Paul Thorpe 64% to 36%, and Nico Leonard smashed Timepiece trading 78% to 22%. This was a tough round. Round 3 was down to the final 4, and again there were some very clear winners here. Nico Leonard took out Chrono 24 75% to 25%. And Roman Sharf eliminated Watch Eric 86% to 14%. I assumed the Roman Sharf versus Watch Eric would have been a closer one because,
for sure.
Again, Watch Eric, you like him.
Yeah,
He's very likable.
He's likable, but it's a newer channel as well. I mean, is he? I think he's a newer. channel.
He's got a video where he created the Cuban link chain that has millions and millions of views.
Yeah.
I mean, like multiple millions of views, and that propelled his YouTube account.
But he came from CRM though.
He did. He came from CRM. He took CRM to a certain high level of performance. Right. Left CRM and started again from scratch, doing it for himself.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, to make it once is hard, but twice, I mean,
I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna leave Luxury Bazaar, and I'm gonna do this.
Do it with do it with Gary. Start.
That would be tough.
Start jewelry.
Jewelry is a tough.
Jewelry is
you know,
tough. Yeah. I mean, Trax is able to do it, but Max is able to do it.
It's a different type of jewelry.
Yeah, it's a different.
Like the more streetwear type, the jewelry that appeals to more of the younger crowd. It's not, they're not pitching Van Cleef and Arpels and, Cartier love bracelets all day long. They're pitching, bust downs, or I guess bust down chains, Cuban links and all that other stuff. It's easier. But what's funny? Given how expensive their stuff is, there are websites or companies like shopgld.com is, multiple hundreds of millions dollar company where they sell fake gold with fake diamonds, and people are buying this up in droves. I mean, people love this shit.
Cuban knows.
It's fake stuff, but it's got the look, it's got the feel. There's such a big market for it. They were like, hey, why don't we try it? When I was a kid, I worked at like a flea market type shit where I was selling gold by the inch. Like that's what it was. Gold chains,
on
like
ropes.
On a rope. Yeah. I would cut it and put a closing link on it and sell it. And that was great business. All right, so the finale was epic. We have Roman Sharf going against Nico Leonard. These are obviously, in our opinion, two of the best YouTube creators. They're also friends. It was a tough, situation to be put against each other, but the final vote did come out to Nico Leonard took the win at 61%. Roman Sharf at 39%. He got the W. Can't be, happier.
I mean, Nico Leonard's the GOAT. I mean, as long as it stays in the family, right? That's the way to do it. We were, when we were watching the results live, and we're like, should we just delete the whole ranking? I hope Roman's not going to take this badly.
Yeah, I wonder, like, if deep inside he's like, oh my god, I can't believe I lost.
Oh, this was a big mistake.
Then again, Nico Leonard has 1.2 million subscribers.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a much wider reach than Roman Sharf or Luxury Bazaar.
That's true.
Although his audience varies, they're not.
I mean, it's the Nico Leonard show, whereas Roman Sharf, he is the channel, but I mean, Roman's 30% of the show, and then everybody else. I mean, you guys have to deal with me and Kevin and all the other guys, and they probably don't like us as much as everyone just likes Nico. So
it's funny, if we only concentrate on Roman Sharf, I don't know if he would have the reach that we have because of you and because of the entire team, and then the different personalities, the different. Dealings that are going on. So I think that the route we took was best. Now, again, we've always concentrated on having a fair and balanced audience where we're not trying to get 16-year-olds to click our videos just to get more subscribers. We wanted people that are legitimately into watches, into the watch atmosphere or environment that potentially could one day, if not have already, become customers of ours.
True.
And people are constantly, hey, Avi, let's do this. This will get so many subscribers. If it doesn't appeal...
Sending an Omega to the moon, right?
Yeah, correct. If it doesn't appeal to, an audience that we want to attract, which is, people that might already be into watches, might be considering, a timepiece, or be able to introduce people into the world of horology, I'm not that interested. I don't just want to do clickbaity stuff just to get that. That's why I feel like when we're growing, and we still are obviously growing, we had to pull teeth to get every single subscriber. I mean, certain days we would get 20 subscribers, and I'm like, how are we not getting more? What is going on? And again, it was the difficulty of choosing between content that would work towards our audience and the audience that we want, compared to content that would just get a bunch of clicks and a bunch of subscribers and a bunch of
but they wouldn't be quality. Yeah, it's quality over quantity, And I think we're good, melding of informative and entertaining, and I think that's why obviously we're in the top 2, right? Because it's a one-stop shop. You can get a little laughs with the banner that we have, and then you'll have Roman spitting watch knowledge or Marco. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what happened, but I do feel that the numbers, speak for themselves. The sales, the subscribers were at 275,000 on that account. Yeah, we could probably be at 500,000, even more if we did certain things. But I wanted to make sure that the sales go along with the subscriber growth, and thankfully they have. I hope they continue to do so.
Yeah, we wanted to keep it natural.
100%. Yeah, we didn't want to fake anything.
It's very au naturel here. And that's,
no deodorant.
Yeah, right. only on Fridays, right? No, I like, me coming in as an outsider, and not really being very media savvy or media trained. I realized just how much work it takes, and it still takes to get up to speed and really produce, right?
Yeah.
Because as an outsider, I was like, oh wow, this looks super easy, right?
Just turn on the camera.
Just turn on the camera.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's really just trying to juggle your day-to-day job, right? Trying to portray, trying to portray yourself as you're working in a way that's going to be understandable to the clients, right? Mm-hmm. And it's tough, it's tough, and everything you see is really, really, really true, raw, and unscripted.
It's happening.
So our next brackets that we are running, at least we're running a couple right now on our social. If you want to see what they are, make sure to follow @LuxuryBazaarOfficial. Next one that we're going to be running on the podcast, or at least showing the results of running it, and if you want to participate in the votes, is going to be Grail Watch brackets. We're going to pick the top 16 Grails that our team has put together and pit them against each other, see what our audience think is the ultimate Grail watch. If you want to vote for that, and if you want to watch it, make sure to show us some love. Subscribe, comment, like, write a review for the podcast if you're listening to this. We are putting together content on a daily basis as much as we possibly can to entertain you, to educate you, to inform you. And all we ask in return is that click, just that one little click on the subscribe button, and that helps us validate what we're doing. So tune in next time that we do a brackets episode. That's going to be Grail Watches. Probably going to be a couple episodes from now. We do have some interesting content in the works right now. Dave, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and let's get back to work.
Let's do it.